You're watching TXL-TV 27. And now from Tallahassee's News Channel, Steve Ring, Jennifer Hunt, Justin Kiefer with your weather forecast, and John Peterson with sports. This is the 11 o'clock report.
This is not a issue of somebody's personal liberty. This is an issue of justice, and it was not done today.
The verdict is in the trial over the HRS computer fiasco. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Ring.
And I'm Jennifer Hunt. It was a mistake that cost taxpayers millions of dollars, and tonight the woman the state claims is responsible found out her verdict. Tonight, Judy Mitchell, former director of the HRS Florida System Project, was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges of making official false statements. But a jury also found Mitchell not guilty of 2 counts of official misconduct. Mitchell showed very little emotion as the verdicts were read, but she says she's disappointed in the verdicts. Her attorney was angry about the jury's decision.
I have to believe that the jury failed to understand the issues because of the complexity of this case and looked at something beyond the evidence.
No sentencing date has been set yet.
It was an emotional scene as Marjorie Turnbull shocked Leon County today, announcing that she will not seek a 3rd term as county commissioner. Turnbull was seeking a job as the head of the conference center at Florida State University, which bears the name of her late husband, but reports said that she was no longer in the running for that job. Many thought that Turnbull would try to maintain her county position. Instead, Turnbull bid a teary farewell after 6 years on the board.
It has been a very special pleasure to work with my present and former commissioners. I shall miss their counsel and their companionship. I shall miss enormously staff.
Turnbull says that she will leave office proud of her accomplishments in projects dealing with courthouse management, environmental protection, and citizen participation in local government.
They wanted to know what was wrong with the city's current traffic control system and what would happen if that system failed. And tonight, city commissioners found out that if the current traffic system went down, it could take up to a week to repair it. Tonight, city staff presented a report on the city's current control system.
If the whole communication system crashes, yes, we are in trouble. But the communication system was installed in 1980 together with the rest of the computer. And those boards are not anymore in production.
If we knew in 1992 that there's a possibility that our system could completely crash and we could go as long as a week without traffic lights, and it's now 1994 and we're taking action, something is wrong in that process.
The current system controls over 130 intersections in the capital city. In other action tonight, commissioners approved a measure that would provide free transportation on the city bus system for all British Olympians training in the capital city. The athletes will be coming to town at the end of this month. The city also voted to name the park adjacent to Lake Ella after a longtime civic leader from the Tallahassee area. The park will be named the Fred O. Drake Jr. Park at Lake Ella. City leaders also voted to fund Project Create, a summer youth employment program that would provide summer jobs for at-risk youth. And they voted to give over $1 million to fully fund the construction of the animal shelter facility.
Setting goals and coming up with innovative ways to save money. Governor Lawton Chiles wants all state programs to do both, and the governor signed a bill into law that would require them to do so. The performance-based budgeting law says that state programs will be evaluated for cost and whether they meet goals. Plus, the law earmarks $4 million to help agencies pay for changes that will eventually save money. Should casino gambling remain completely illegal in the Sunshine State? Voters may get a chance to answer that question on the ballot if enough signatures are collected, but it looks as if that many Floridians don't want the gaming to be legal. Our exclusive scientific poll found close to half against all casino gambling. Back in February, though, only 32% were against it. The Tallahassee's News Channel Tallahassee Democrat survey found close to the same support for limited casinos and riverboats, but half or more opposed. The poll has a plus or minus 3.5% margin of error.
When small businesses set up shop, they never know how long they'll stay around. And tonight, after 34 years of serving Tallahassee community, one local business threw in the towel. Nightside reporter Ron Carter has the story.
They started the family business when John F. Kennedy was in office. And now, some 8 administrations later, Sullivan Drugs is closing its doors forever.
It's getting harder and harder to cash flow, that type of thing, but you can't meet the bills with what we're being paid by the big insurance companies.
Sullivan's is located here on the corner of Miccosukee Road and Magnolia Drive, right across from the hospital. They've been at that location since 1967. At a time when small businesses seem to come and go so quickly, it's good to see one that has withstood the test of time call it quits with absolutely no regrets.
I'm going to relax a little bit after this is all finalized.
The founder of the business, Mark Sullivan, passed away about 2 years ago, but his wife says she's sure he's happy.
Yes, it's been a good 34 years. I hope he's looking down from heaven now and saying this is a proud moment for all of us.
But longtime customers say they've lost a family friend.
The Sullivans have been there, some of my family's darkest medical hours over the years, and I think they've been the true embodiment of what a family druggist is all about, and we're really going to miss them.
Rod Carter, Tallahassee's News Channel.
And the drugstore will transfer all its customers to a local food chain.
And the store will be missed.
Certainly will.
Still to come, an accident on I-10 sends a few people to the hospital and ties up traffic for hours. We will fill you in.
And what do you think about smoking in bars and restaurants? We'll take a look at that issue next.
The end of an incredible legend draws near. I'm moving back and forth through time. The past, the present, and the future are about to collide.
You're defenseless.
And the fate of all mankind depends on one man.
All hands brace for impact.
Goodbye, Jean-Luc. All good things must come to an end. On the spectacular 2-hour final episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Thursday on Tallahassee's News Channel.
Who makes the world's greatest hamburger? Fuddruckers and you. Fuddruckers. And now Fuddruckers offers that same great experience for those who prefer the great taste of chicken. Fuddruckers presents the tasty Caesar salad, piled high with fresh ingredients, laced with Fuddruckers' great Caesar dressing, topped with heaps of grilled chicken breast and served with Texas toast. There's more. Fuddruckers presents 2 great chicken sandwiches, the zesty lemon pepper and the tantalizing Cajun chicken. Mix it with that Fuddruckers build-it-yourself experience and you have a great combination.
Attention, this is a market test. Repeat, a Chrysler Plymouth market test. Now through May 31st, get 4.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on every new Chrysler Plymouth in stock, including America's best-selling minivans, Chrysler Concorde, LHS, and LeBaron convertible, or the impressive new Plymouth Neon. Low 4.9% financing and no monthly payments for 90 days mean big savings. Hurry! This offer ends May 31st at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Your carpet is the second largest investment in your home. Accent Carpet Cleaning can safely clean your carpet using steam cleaning. Plus, Accent uses none of your home's hot water or electricity. For full-service carpet care, call Accent Carpet Cleaning, 877-4764.
$100 cash and a key to this protege from Mazda of Tallahassee. Listen weekday mornings at 7:20 for the Kicks Key song to win the cash, the car, but not the cat.
A rush hour traffic accident on Interstate 10 left 7 people injured, caused $68,000 worth of damage, and tied up traffic for more than 4 hours. According to a trooper, Bill Turner, a semi-truck driver, didn't notice traffic in front of him had slowed down. The semi slammed into 3 vehicles, which set off a chain reaction. In all, 7 vehicles were involved. 5 of the 7 people injured were transported to local hospitals. None of the injuries are believed to be serious.
The government is now taking steps to do away with smoking in public places. Lighting up in bars and restaurants is a hot controversy. As Catherine Pritchard tells us this evening in Part 3 of Blowing Smoke, local residents have plenty to say about it.
Hi, one for lunch? What? Smoking or not smoking? Non-smoking.
Secondhand smoke may be hazardous to your health, and that has many Americans demanding smoke-free environments.
I don't like smoking. I don't like when people smoke in restaurants is because air is universal and smoking is not. And sometimes it has a way of coming in, it blends in with what you're doing in the non-smoking side and can kind of has an effect on your appetite.
Even in restaurants or areas where there's a smoking section or non-smoking section, if you're sitting right at the borderline, you might as well be sitting in the smoking section unless it's a whole separate room. Just to section off seats in the same room, it doesn't do any good.
I don't appreciate it. It seems like, smoke is everywhere and it's invading on my right not to smoke. Smoke travels everywhere, and smoking's been linked to cancer also. I just feel it's not healthy at all.
But smoking is not illegal. That's why many restaurants, like V. Merrill's in Tallahassee, continue to serve both the smoker and the non-smoker.
We want to make sure that we accommodate our smoking customer as well as we do our non-smoking. I don't think we would lead a crusade to eliminate smoking in restaurants. However, if the law dictated it, then obviously we would follow that.
Restaurant owners have to be careful about what they say concerning smokers' issues. They don't want to offend the smoker or the non-smoker. In fact, many didn't want to talk to us on camera at all. But bar owners, well, they say they have a lot to lose if smoking is banned. The scene is quite different, but it's a public place just the same. Unlike those we talked to at the restaurant, bar customers say banning smoking here would be next to impossible.
I'm a non-smoker, but I think it's ridiculous for ban smoking in a bar whenever adults come here. If somebody wants to smoke, I feel they're entitled to smoke if they want to.
A successful bar, you're going to have to be able to let the smokers come in because smoking and drinking go together.
I personally don't enjoy cigarette smoking bars, but nonetheless, I feel that bars are one of the few sanctuaries that still remain for people to go and let their hair down and relax and have a good time.
I just think the government's going a little too far and, telling people what they can do and can't do,
On this night, everyone we talked to, smoker or not, agreed smoking could never be entirely banned in bars. As one patron put it, the dance floors and waitresses would simply move outside. Catherine Pritchard, Tallahassee's News Channel.
Coming up next, our For Your Health report.
And here's a look now at tonight's Talkback Tallahassee phone poll question. Give us a call.
Greetings, players. Since we last interfaced, our data indicates even more people are winning new Fantasy 5. Because with 5 drawings per week...
Hay más ganadores.
Are you processing this? More drawings mean more winners. And top prizes are still estimated at $20,000. So get with the program. Play the Florida Lottery's new Fantasy 5. Because technically speaking, winning's never been so easy.
When it comes to roping a steer, folks in Grand Junction, Colorado will tell you that Ron Markin can ride with the best of them. And when it comes to overhauling an engine or rebuilding a carburetor, well, he can do it all. You see, when Ron's not riding a horse for fun, he's turning a wrench for a living. So he buys a lot of parts, mostly from AutoZone. Sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Ron knows that when you want the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
What a nice lawn party.
Good thing Hardee's has that big chicken deal going. I think the whole neighborhood's here.
Right now, get 8 pieces and 4 biscuits for only $5.99.
Uh-oh. The 5 Szynski brothers.
We'll need more chicken.
We'll need more lawn.
Get 8 pieces and 4 biscuits for only $5.99.
And have a good meal.
Right now, get this huge 32-ounce thermal sport Hardee's mug for just $1.79.
Everybody knows that sound. It's real wood. If you want real wood furniture, head to Wood Options Fine Wood Furniture for this area's greatest quality furniture at unbeatable prices. At Wood Options, you'll find wonderful real wood furniture for every room in your home. And you get to pick the color you want, not the color the factory decides you must have. A totally satisfying way to buy furniture at a reasonable price. For great savings and selection, Wood Options Fine Furniture on Raymondale Road across from the Cabot Lodge.
You're watching Tallahassee's News Channel, TV 27.
If you've ever eaten too much, you probably know what heartburn feels like. Imagine that feeling all the time. That's reality for millions of Americans. But tonight, for your health, our local doctor Scott Sellinger has news about a new surgery to treat chronic heartburn.
For 20 years, Robert Parrish suffered excruciating heartburn pain every day.
More than just your typical heartburn. When I got to where I was eating a bottle of Tums once a week, that's when I said enough's enough.
Heartburn is caused by a failure of this valve. It controls the entrance to the stomach. When it doesn't work, stomach acid backs up into the esophagus, burning through the lining. That's what causes the pain.
We're talking about people who every day of their life are troubled by bad heartburn. The people who have to be on expensive medication, otherwise their life's out of control.
Now Robert has thrown away his pills thanks to this procedure called laparoscopic Nissen fundoplication.
The purpose of the surgery is to create a new valve that keeps what's in the stomach, but still allows stuff to pass between the swallowing tube and the stomach.
To do this, surgeons take the top of the stomach and wrap it around the bottom of the esophagus, creating a functioning valve. Since doctors don't have to actually open the abdomen, recovery time is usually very quick.
I haven't had any medicine, any antacid, anything since the day I walked out of the hospital.
After watching that footage, you're probably hiding behind your pillow. But relax, because most people with heartburn can be managed successfully with conservative measures and medications. The Nissen operation has been around for years, and for serious reflux sufferers, the new laparoscopic approach can be very appealing. This type of surgery is available here in Tallahassee. I'm Dr. Scott Sellinger, Tallahassee's News Channel.
Well, Justin Kiefer told us earlier tonight that the Midwest is getting hit hard by rain. Is that weather system heading our way? Justin will fill us in.
And global warming. We'll tell you about a local study a little later in our show.
Who makes the world's greatest hamburger? Fuddruckers and you. Fuddruckers. And now Fuddruckers offers that same great experience for those who prefer the great taste of chicken. Fuddruckers presents the tasty Caesar salad, piled high with fresh ingredients, laced with Fuddruckers' great Caesar dressing, topped with heaps of grilled chicken breast and served with Texas toast. There's more. Fuddruckers presents two great chicken sandwiches, the zesty lemon pepper and the tantalizing Cajun chicken. Mix it with that Fuddruckers build-it-yourself experience and you have a great combination.
Attention, this is a market test. Repeat, a Chrysler Plymouth market test. Now through May 31st, get 4.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on every new Chrysler Plymouth in stock, including America's best-selling minivans, Chrysler Concord, LHS, and LeBaron convertible, or the impressive new Plymouth Neon. Low 4.9% financing and no monthly payments for 90 days means big savings. Hurry, this offer ends May 31st at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
You know TNT plays continuous country. Now we're playing even more. TNT Country. More Garth Brooks. More Alan Jackson. More Winona. More Brooks and Dunn. More Cled Black. More Reba. For more fun and today's continuous country, it's TNT 94.9 FM.
Ramrod leader to Red Bug 1. Prepare to march. 0700 hours and the missus vacates the house. Base tree to Rosebush ground command.
I'll read you loud and clear. Roach and S Squadron, ready to march.
Termites to left flank and fleas detached from Fido. All units, charge!
Oh no! It's Paul's pest control! Retreat!
Win the war against bugs. Call Paul's Pest Control today.
Justin Kiefer joins us now. We're joking here about the big storm in the Midwest. Is it coming our way, and how big is it?
We shouldn't really be joking about it because they are having some just tremendous thunderstorms in the Plain States and actually in the eastern half of the country, too, up in the Mid-Atlantic. Is it coming our way is your question. It is, but it will lose a lot of its strength before it gets down here. We'll have some storms associated with it, but not the severe weather.
We're getting the lucky end of it.
That's right. An interesting full moon tonight. We're just past the full moon. Last night with the eclipse. Tonight, an orange, reddish tint to the moon as it rose up in the horizon. Had a couple of calls on it. Want to know why was the moon? Well, it's the same reason why the sun is red as it sets in the western horizon. It's just all the pollution and particulate matter sort of makes it an orangish tint. Once it gets overhead, it should turn back to its normal yellow
color.
Yes, indeed. In fact, though, Well, there'll be a full moon for the rest of tonight, actually. Partly cloudy skies, you should be able to see it. No threat for rain this evening, and we'll see a very nice day tomorrow, though on the warm side, like we saw today. High temperatures up around 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. 58 and 89, the temperature range today. Nowhere near the records either end of the scale, and no precipitation either. It has been some time since we've seen some rain, since the 15th of May. And we could use a drop or two for sure. Outside right now, partly cloudy skies, temperature 71, humidity at 76%. The wind, well, there's absolutely no wind. Calm conditions, the pressure is on the rise. As we look at the 4D satellite loop in motion, we see a lot of cloudiness from the southern tip of Florida with some heavy storms in the Keys. Most of the North Florida, South Georgia region, just some partly cloudy conditions, but you see some bright white clouds moving through eastern Tennessee and through the Tennessee Valley. Also out west, some developing clouds. That's the storm system in the midwestern part of the country. The heavy storms, just tremendous thunderstorms, rocking and rolling in the plains and portions of Texas and Oklahoma. And there have been some big storms to portions of Tennessee and Kentucky. In fact, some reports of some funnel clouds in central Kentucky and in southern Indiana. These are false echoes, but these showers here around Orlando popping up this evening. And we continue to watch the heavy weather out west moving through Texas into Oklahoma, right along the frontal boundary. And right now, these two fronts, one stationary in the Ohio Valley, another one coming through the Great Lakes states, they will basically merge. One will take the other one over and push into the southeast. Ahead of it, the moisture, the warmth, the instability. Behind it, the cool air undercutting it. That's what's going to kick off the showers and storms. From Texas to the mid-Atlantic, they'll get big storms again from, say, Richmond, Virginia up to New York City. They had severe weather here with 60 and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. They'll see it again tomorrow. And by Friday, that front will basically stall. The northern end of it will push off into the Atlantic. The southern end will basically become parallel with the Gulf of Mexico. Anywhere near that front, scattered showers are possible, but it will lose a lot of its punch. But just don't expect a completely dry weekend, as this front will be hanging around right on through our Memorial Day weekend. 65, the overnight low tonight under mostly fair skies. High temperatures tomorrow, again approaching the 90-degree mark. To see about 91. We should cool it off through the weekend period because of the extra cloud or two around. Partly cloudy skies out over the Gulf, winds southwest 10 to 15 knots, seas 1 to 3. Bays will have a light chop, but becoming moderate in the afternoon. Surf temperature 72 near shore, 78 offshore. Your Gulf tides for the St. Marks River entrance and for Shell Point. Notice the two tides at Shell Point. Sunrise at 6:38. Sunsets tomorrow evening at 1 minute after 8:30. Here's a look at our exclusive 6-day forecast. And with the extra cloud or two, notice temperatures a little bit cooler. In fact, we may even see the mid-80s. Scattered showers and storms possible through the weekend period. Shouldn't be a complete washout, but keep the umbrella handy on your backyard barbecue so the ants don't get too wet out there. We'll have a shower or two, I'm sorry. Hopefully the rain won't spoil your picnic or the insects won't spoil your picnic, but we will have a shower or two around.
All right, Justin, thank you.
College baseball regionals step up to the plate tomorrow. John Peterson will take a look at the matchups.
And the former Seminole looks to lead the Rockets to the NBA Finals. John will have highlights from tonight's game.
Welcome to the Nicholson Farmhouse, located between Havana and Quincy on State Road 12. Enter inside one of 4 beautifully restored buildings used for dining with seating for up to 400 guests. The Nicholson Farmhouse is well known for having the best steaks around, like our house special, Sweetheart Steak. There's also grilled chicken, fish, pork chops, and even shrimp. Come experience great service and the best dinner ever.
Y'all come see us.
The Nicholson Farmhouse, indeed a most special place.
It's minivan season at the minivan store. At the all-new Tallahassee Chrysler Plymouth, get a new Plymouth Voyager for only $199 a month. You heard right, just in time for soccer, little league, swimming lessons, carpool, and summer vacations. A new Plymouth Voyager, the only minivan with dual airbags, only $199 a month. The all-new Tallahassee Chrysler Plymouth, the minivan store, and more.
This is tonight's Florida Lottery new Fantasy 5 for May 25th, 1994. Match all 5 numbers and be one of over 100 weekly winners taking home an estimated $20,000 each. All drawings supervised by Lottery Security and certified by Lovelace Roby and Company, Moore Stevens International. Now here's Elisa Burns with tonight's new Fantasy 5 numbers. The first number is 16. The second number is 2. The third number is 8. The fourth number is 7. And the last number is 24. So tonight's numbers 16, 2, 8, 7, and 24. Last night, 16 big winners matched all 5 numbers and took home over $24,000 apiece. Join us Monday through Friday for the new Fantasy 5. And don't forget Saturday's $7 million Florida Lotto jackpot. Good night, and good luck, Florida.
John joins us now with a look at sports. And, John, we have another story about a Seminole who's made it in the big time.
Yeah, Sammy
quite a few of them.
Doing a great job in the NBA playoffs with the Houston Rockets. Sammy, not a great leaper, doesn't have the fantastic physical skills. All he does is get the job done.
That's all he's got to do.
That's all you got to do. That's what he makes his money for. Last year, Sam Cassell led the Noles to the Elite Eight. Now he has helped his Houston Rockets to the NBA's Final Four. Cassell was the hero in the Game 7 win over Phoenix, hitting for 22. He also broke open Game 1 against the Jazz with a 9.6 assist second quarter. Game 2 tonight in the Western Conference Finals. Sammy, not a big factor tonight, but in the second period, got a nice assist right here to Kenny Smith as he draws the defense. A little bit later on, Hakeem Olajuwon breaks the double team, the lay-in right there. But the Jazz would not go away in this one. Ty Corbin hits the rainbow three, 48-46. The Rockets up 2 at the half. In the third, Maxwell nails the three right there, and the Rockets now lead at 98-95 with about a minute to go. Game 3 in Utah Friday night. Well, less than 12 hours from now, they'll fire out the first pitch in the Atlantic 2 Regional. The Noles are the second seed and will have to battle to get out alive with a trip to Omaha. Tom Block takes a look now at the field of 6, all hoping to head to the College World Series.
Not since 1981, when they faced Minnesota, have the Noles played a Big Ten school in a college baseball regional. That likely will change this weekend, though, as the number 1 seeded Ohio State Buckeyes are in town with plenty of sweet bats, including that of catcher Jonathan Sweet, who sports a .400 average, and right fielder Scott Kazmar, who leads the team with 17 home runs.
We've been expected to win all year because we've had 20 returning lettermen and only lost 2 guys. So we're going to take the same attitude we've been doing every weekend this year. It's just to go out and play hard and play the best for our ability.
I'll tell you what, I hope that guy in the horse with the spike doesn't come running right out there in center field. It might intimidate us a little bit.
The Ohio State bunch will open the tourney tomorrow morning against the winners of the WAC, the swinging and singing bunch from BYU.
My heroes have always been umpires. Oh, and they still are, it seems, sadly in search of, and one step in back of, a strike zone that they've never seen.
And when the music fades on the day's first game, the second game will pit Jacksonville against Kansas, with the Jayhawks gunning for their second straight trip to Omaha. It'll be tribe on tribe in the opening day's nightcap as the Seminoles battle the Chippewas. The Chippewas have been to Tallahassee for regionals twice before, in '85 and '87. But the only time they faced the Noles in postseason was 1990 in Starkville, when Florida State scored a 4-2 victory. Tomorrow they'll start senior lefty Jeff Seiler against the Noles.
You usually like to get to a tournament where your first round game is one that you feel like you're going to win with no problem. That's not the case with anybody because of the way these teams are playing at the present time.
And FSU had better be ready. This regional field is rated the 3rd toughest in the country by Baseball America. Tom Block, Tallahassee's News Channel.
In Atlanta tonight, there we go. The Braves taking on the Houston Rockets. Houston shut them out yesterday. Houston Rockets. How about the Astros? Shut them out yesterday, 8-0. Fred McGriff ends the drought in a hurry. A home run for the crime dog there. The Braves later got a clutch hit from Jeff Blauser. 2 out, 2 on, 2 strikes. That delivers a couple of runs. This one has gone to extra innings now. The Braves and Astros 5-5 in the 10th inning. Let's go to other National League scores today. Ken Hill gets his 8th win as the Expos beat the Marlins. Marlins get Brian Harvey back tomorrow. Mets on top of the Pirates. That game was delayed by rain. Cardinals leading the Phillies 9-3. Rockies leading the Reds 3-2. Cubs and Dodgers, Giants and Padres just underway. In the American League, the Brew Crew has lost 13 straight now. The Orioles beat them today 6-3. Randy Johnson, a 4-hitter. The Mariners beat the A's. Indians, Red Sox postponed because of rains. Wayne Boggs, 2 home runs as the Yankees beat the Blue Jays. Tigers over the Angels. White Sox leading the Twins, and the Royals leading the Rangers in the bottom of the 6th. Other baseball news. The Dodgers released Darryl Strawberry after reaching agreements on severance pay today. The 8-time All-Star had a drug relapse 2 months ago. Los Angeles owed him some $8 million for the last 2 years of his contract. No terms released on that compromise. Now, the Marlins released Orestes Destrade today. The big first baseman hitting just .208 with 5 home runs. Gary Sheffield brought up off of the disabled list. And former Rattler Andre Dawson will have his 10th knee surgery tomorrow. The Red Sox put him on the 15-day DL. Let's go to the NHL tonight. Stanley Cup. Mark Messier of the Rangers guaranteed the Rangers would win tonight, down 3-2, facing elimination. In the third, Messier with the backhand ties it at 2. Kovalev for the Rangers. The shot. Messier is there to put it in, and the Rangers stay alive. They win it 4-2. Messier a hat trick in the third period. Game 7 in New York Friday night. And at a terminal golf course, the jackpot up to $1,790. That's for us.
All right, John, thank you.
And when we come back, we'll have results of tonight's Talkback Tallahassee phone poll.
And a local study on global warming is stirring up some controversy. We will have that whale of a tale coming up next.
Take a good look at yourself. At 16, you got your mom's station wagon. At 22, you got an old Rustmobile. Isn't it time you got a real car? Mercury Cougar XR7. Great style, airbags, you can add the V8. Well, what are you waiting for? Mercury Cougar XR7. Check out the new wraparound cockpit. Now check out the lowest sticker price in its class. Mercury Cougar XR7. Take a good look at your Mercury dealer today.
If it wasn't for Walmart, I guess Remington would be in pretty bad shape.
Walmart has helped us a great deal by supporting products made in the United States.
You make products in the United States, you keep the work here, so it's important, you know? Made in America, that's it. Our jobs are at stake, so you know we have to try hard.
We work as a team, we get the job done. We're the best. We're the best in the world.
Made in the USA, right here in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I'm Joe DeLuca with Tops of Tallahassee. Window tinting has become more popular now than ever before. Not only does tint block out those damaging UV rays, it'll also hold broken glass in place to prevent injury. So with a product this important, don't you want the best on the market? Well, at Tops, you can get the best. 3M Window Film is the leader in the window film business. With 3M, you can expect years of trouble-free protection backed up by a lifetime guarantee. So remember, go for the best. 3M and Tops of Tallahassee. No one can top us.
Hello, Amco Man.
That was Zsa Zsa and Amco's first commercial almost 30 years ago. Since then, hundreds of commercials told you Amco fixes any problem coast to coast. At Amco, there's no monkeying around. The toughest transmission jobs are better than fixed. They're like new. Amco, America's #1 transmission specialist for 30 years. We earn America's trust thousands of times every day.
Happy anniversary, Amco.
Amco, AA MCO.
Should smoking be banned in restaurants, bars, both, or neither? Here's how your neighbors feel about lighting up. 19% say ban it in eateries. Only 1% voted for a ban of smoking in bars. 31% said both, and 49% chose neither as their selection. And we thank you for voting in our non-scientific poll.
A Florida State University oceanographer is leading a team that hopes to analyze information from a global warming project. James O'Brien is involved in the research that uses sound to measure ocean temperatures. It's caused some controversy because of fears that humpback whales will become disoriented by the sound waves. But O'Brien says that's just not so.
This program was going to spend more money on understanding whale behavior than ever spent before. And in particular, we're already finding out where whales are and how many whales they are. And they're discovering many more whales that they never really knew about before.
The FSU team has already been looking into ocean temperatures for several years. The U.S. and 7 other countries are involved in the new project, and if it's approved, it should last about 3 years.
Well, that wraps up the 11 o'clock report for tonight. We're glad you joined us.
Nightline is next with more on the fate of Congressman Dan Rostenkowski. Stay tuned.
Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
May 25th, 1994.
Will come to order. He is one of the most powerful men in Congress.
He's not afraid to use subtlety, inveiglement, cajolery, intimidation to get a result.
A crucial ally to the president.
Had it not been for his leadership last year, we would not have done the things which were done, which have got this economy on the right course.
But now he's caught up in a fight, not just for his political survival, but a fight to stay out of prison. Tonight, life without Rusty.
This is ABC News Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
If you want to see the Washington establishment at its least attractive, watch how it deals with a powerful man who has fallen from grace and is about to lose his grip on the levers of influence. And oh yes, we in the media are definitely a part of the Washington establishment. Dan Rostenkowski is the latest case in point. Watch this program if you want to